May I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Making noise in the streets, haymakers like a fire, throwing hooks to a beat. Got my finger on my pulse, it's steady. I was built for the speed. Automatic shift gears, I'm ready. Headstrong, I believe. When I close my eyes and count to 10, all I feel's the adrenaline. And when the pain begins to set, all I hear is long live the champion. Long live the champion. Call me names, call me reckless. Crash through like a storm. Filled with fury, I'm relentless. Like a soldier at war. Doesn't matter if the world is shaking. I don't flinch, not a sound. And when everyone around is breaking, I'm a stone in the ground. When I close my eyes and count to 10, all I feel's the adrenaline. And when the pain begins to set, all I hear is long live the champion. Long live the champion. Long live the champion. Long live the champion. When I close my eyes and count to 10, all I feel is the adrenaline. And when the pain begins to set, all I hear is long live the champion. Long live the champion. Making his way to the rings from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 216 pounds, Maxx.
Hello everybody, welcome to 146th episode of JOW. We're kicking things off in a big way. Maxx Navarro, the two-time landmark champion, is about to take on the current 5-star wrestling champion Jackson Daniels one-on-one. We've got a big show ahead of us tonight. Main eventing tonight will be Sill taking on Daniel Holmes and much more to come throughout the show. Big Kid Maxx come in for the first time in the season, getting a big victory over a champion. Making his first appearance of the new season, Jackson Daniels, the current JOW 5-star wrestling champion, the former world champion, former tag team champion, former landmark champion, and former VIP internet champion. He is here tonight to kick off the night. But he's got a tough test ahead of him. Does he still have what it takes after a few weeks off of competition? Can the 5-star wrestling champion come back and defeat a legend in Maxx Navarro? And here we go, the first match of the night. Maxx Navarro, Jackson Daniels, one-on-one. At different points in the JOW history, these two men came in and they were both, I feel like, equally looking to be maybe the face of the companies at that respective time. Remember when Jackson Daniels came in, he quickly had to rise to the top, you know, becoming tag team champion. We've seen him hold almost every title. He's climbing up, become almost on his way to becoming a Grand Slam champion here in JOW. Maxx Navarro as well, when he came in, it was looking like he was going to be the next face of JOW. I mean, of course, he became a great landmark champion. And that was maybe the end of the success. Perhaps now, this year, he would like to continue that success, go to the very top, even further than he did when he first came to JOW back a few years ago. Ramming Daniels, the 5-star wrestling champion, into the barricade there. The date for Born for Glory has been set. It will be taking place in a month now, 4 more weeks. And yeah, it's going to be a big event for both of these guys, especially Jackson Daniels has a history at Born for Glory. Can he walk into the event as your champion still? We'll have to wait and find out. I mean, if he loses to Maxx Navarro, maybe that sets up a future title defense. I'm sure Max would love a shot at the title he's never won in a JOW ring. With this, Daniels suplex takes down Navarro. Both these men backstage leading up to this match have been going back and forth, saying they had never really seen eye to eye. They've never really liked each other. They shared this JOW locker room for a long time, and they were debating who the true legend between the two is. Daniels did say that Navarro was washed up. Is he going to be washed up tonight? We're going to have to watch and find out. Oh, but look at that. That's a smart tactic there from the former landmark champion. Not looking too washed up is Navarro as he takes out Daniels to the outside. Oh, and a nice forearm shot takes down the champ. Yeah, like I said, Jackson Daniels calling Maxx Navarro a wash-up JOW alumni, but then he went on to say he is a legend. That seemed to anger Maxx Navarro when he said that he was actually the legend. And tonight he's going to show him what he's made of. Right now, though, it looks like the champion is in control. Jackson no, maybe not. Forearm shot, but kick up from Daniels right back to his feet. But Navarro able to block the offense. But no, back and forth here. Who's going to take control? Who's going to kick off tonight with the victory? Look at this from Daniels, a submission specialist. Talking about the early careers of these two men, that is how Jackson Daniels broke into the JW scene. His submission game. Early on, coining the term submission specialist here in JW. And now, Navarro kicking out. There's a nice, what was that, Claymore, I think. Oh, but look at this, from Navarro rolling up Daniels to steal the victory, but no. Well, Daniels can call him washed up all he likes, but Navarro hitting moves like that and that, especially that one, are going to prove him wrong very quickly. Maxx Navarro taking it to the outside with the tope con hero. And now keeping on the attack, Navarro is looking for a huge upset, maybe the biggest victory in a long time for Navarro. If he can win tonight. Daniels got the submission locked here. Once again, this time it's on the ankle of Navarro. Also got the leg twisted up. This could be it. This could be the end of Navarro's night. But no, he's able to kick out of it. Kicking away the champion. And I think Daniels is able to get his hands up from that forearm strike. But he hit that one. I mean, smaller man in the match. But he was just able to take down the champion. And now Daniels got him in the corner. Got him cornered. But Navarro is able to fight his way back up to his feet. Got up the bigger champion. No, too much that time was the way of Daniels. Just flattening Maxx Navarro. And now the self-proclaimed legend of JOW is going for the cover. Is that all? No. Navarro is able to kick out. But what does he have left in the gas tank? We just seen him crumble. But no, sliding out behind of between the feet there. Between the legs of the champ. But didn't get him much. All that got him in the end was a big boot to the face. Navarro trying to recover in the corner, but double knees to the back. Jackson Daniels now targeting the limbs, targeting the... Oh! Enziguri. Enziguri from Maxx Navarro. Once again, Daniels slowing down. But no, Navarro was able to get the kick. Navarro, could he do it tonight? Could he defeat the 5-star wrestling champion? I believe it would be his first win of the year. If he can keep this up, continue to have an answer for everything Jackson Daniels throws at him, he may walk out champion. Or not champion, but he may come out with a win over a champion, which could earn him a future shot at Daniels' championship. Once again for the tope here. Con Hero hits it on the outside. Oh, but a kip up from Daniels. He says, that was nice and all. But he's able to get right back up. However, Navarro not letting that catch him off guard. Keeping the attack on Daniels. And now going for a suplex on the floor. Chop. That one was blocked by Daniels. Count of 6. And now going for another suplex, it looks like is Navarro. No! Daniels is able to catch his feet on the other side, taking out the knee of Navarro. But Navarro tosses the action back inside the ring. And he's looking to set up the finish to defeat the champion. He's going behind. He hits it. That could be a huge upset for Navarro. 2, no. Whoa, only enough for a 2, but I think Navarro tonight is proving that he is more than a washed up, old timer. He is taking it with the rainbow, not the rainbow cutter. That wasn't the rainbow cutter, but a cutter nonetheless from the ropes. And he's not done. He's going to do it tonight, I think. He's going to do it. He's going to get a huge victory. No! Knee strike from Daniels. That was going to be it for sure. The cutter. And then setting up the finish. But Daniels now is setting up his own finish for the submission away from the ropes. That's got to be it for the second time tonight. Maxx Navarro taps. Navarro there was setting up for the second crossroads to end the match. Daniels coming in clutch with that reversal, saving him in the match, and then making Navarro tap out. That could have went either way in the end, but it goes the way of the champion, Jackson Daniels. But breaking news, at Born for Glory, it will be a 5-star ladder match for the 5-Star Wrestling Championship. This is the second time we've had this match at Born for Glory, and Jackson Daniels, assuming he'll still be 5-star champion, by that point will defend the championship against 4 other men in a ladder match for the 5-Star Wrestling Championship. And how will we determine those 5 men, or those 4 men? It'll be throughout each week leading up to that event. We'll choose one standout person, someone who stands out that night with a huge upset, a good showing, and they will be chosen to join the ladder match. But it's time for our next match. The Beast making his way down to the ring. This is a rematch from a match that Beast was able to win.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 277 pounds, the Beast.
The Beast was able to defeat James Rage in a questionable way. So tonight, anything goes in this match, this rematch between the Beast and James Rage. All right, here we go. The Beast, James Rage, one-on-one in this rematch. Anything goes in this match. I don't know who that benefits. We'll have to wait and see. But we know that James Rage for sure has got a dangerous mind when it comes to these kind of matches. He can look at his face and see that he's been through some stuff. He's been in some fights as James Rage. And the Beast can say the same thing. He's a great technical wrestler. If he can make this match benefit that technical aspect, he can definitely win again against the former Landmark champion. Right now, Rage, stun gun millionaire. He's already brought a table to the match, but he might not need it. Could that be enough? No, able to get the shoulder up is the Beast. The Beast is someone that believes he has more to give here in JOW. And this is a great time to prove it. He's already beaten Rage once. Can he beat him fair and square in this anything goes match? Now it's a ladder. What is James Rage thinking? That twisted mind. The Beast able to save himself there. It wasn't going to be good if he allowed James Rage to do whatever he was going to do with that ladder. Set up, hung here between the commentary table and the ring. I don't know how it's standing like that, but I won't question the physics of that table and the ladder. Like I was saying, big opportunity for the Beast and Rage tonight. Rage hasn't been able to get a victory this year. He's 0-5, bottom of the rankings. He can turn that around with a victory tonight against the Beast. Oh, but into the table, or sorry, the ladder. He has been busted open, has James Rage, opening a previous stitched up wound on the face of Rage. Oh, now he's bleeding too. Both men bleeding by going face first into the steel ladder. German suplex on the outside, and Rage going for a Snapdragon suplex as well. Still hanging on though for another German. Once again into the ladder. But he's not done. What's he doing? Snake eyes into the ladder. This one already physical. Both men are bleeding by using that ladder. Moving on the way, there's Rage, and Lariat takes him to the floor. Rage just lets him get back in the ring, staring him down, but catches him as he does. And now, Rage with a brain buster. Center. Well, not quite center, but still in the ring. Rage is in control. He's showboating a little bit. But that was a mistake as the chops from the Beast coming in hot. Didn't quite connect with that, but he got enough of it just to graze the top of the head of the Beast. Both men return to their feet, but Rage back up first. Now both men to the outside of the ring. Looks like the Beast is going under. Will Rage stop him in time? He does, but not before he brings the kendo stick to the floor. With the announcement of the five-star Wrestling Championship ladder match at Born for Glory returning this year, the way that those competitors are going to be chosen for that ladder match are through matches, just normal matches in the next month leading up to Born for Glory. One person per week will be chosen starting right here tonight. If you're the Beast, if you're James Rage, and you can have a moment, if you can have a great match, you might be chosen. You might be chosen for the ladder match at Born for Glory. A chance to become a champion. And he's seen that from the Beast, breaking a kendo stick over the former Landmark champion's face. Could be a great way to get his name in the discussion for who should be in the match. But now it's James Rage. tying up the Beast. And now into the cover, but able to kick out easily. There is the Beast. Gone by the arms and into the knees. Look at that kick from Rage. And look at the teeth. He needs to see a dentist, says James Rage. I don't know. I think he needs some hygiene with the mouth, but it's not about hygiene right now. It's about winning this fight, and Rage landing on the table. Running elbow strike right on top of the table as well. Rage has to turn this one around quickly, otherwise the Beast could get another victory over him, making his record 0-6 this year, and this is a former Lambert champion. Is James Rage, and right now the Beast hooking him up for a belly-to-belly suplex, back of the head, landing on the wood of that table. The Beast suplex. And now cranking up his opponent, but cranked a little too much. James Rage came in on fire with that what was it, forearm strike, I think. James Rage now trying to keep control, but Beast able to reverse onto the ladder. Goes Rage. This is not good for James. The Beast eyeing up what he has here. Oh my God, what's he thinking? What's he thinking? He's got the steel steps and he's looking to use them, but James Rage sees that. He moves out of the way before he can. That would have been bad. That would have been ugly. Whether James Rage is human or not is debatable, but that might have stopped whatever he was in this match. But look at this from the Beast. Like I said, if he can use this technical ability to win the match, he could have it a second victory over James Rage. So far undefeated in the year with a victory over Rage. If he can win tonight, he can stay undefeated 2-0, which would be great for the Beast. And the Beast seems to think he's about to finish this one. He has something in mind. He's going to chop him in the corner. Running forearm strike again from James Rage. Suplex onto the edge of the table, into the cover, touching the ropes, but it doesn't matter. Anything goes in this match, which means there are no rope breaks. And now going for the package pile driver. And that was right on the steel of the table, the legs of the table. Could it be enough? No! James Rage kicks out. But going behind with a sleeper hold on the former Landmark champion to get another victory tonight. Put him to sleep. Could the Beast do it? Rage is reaching for something, but he's starting to fade. He's starting to lose the grip. No! Hitting, using his own weight, dropping to the ground there, breaking free of the hold. Otherwise, that was looking like it was going to be it. And now Rage somehow with a second win here. Coming back into this fight like nothing happened. He was about to go out there just a second ago. That is what James Rage does. Like nobody else, he's able to withstand damage. And now going to the outside. Oh my God. The Beast was doing well there, but now James Rage has found the second gear. I thought that was a chainsaw or something at first. It's a baseball bat, which is going to be just as bad for the Beast. Hitting him in the face one time, but that one time is going to be enough. Look behind you. The sledgehammer being brought into the match. And he's saying, get up. He's going to keep using that sledgehammer. Calling Rage to his feet. He gets to his feet and gets met with the hammer. Rage able to kick it out of the hands. But it's now James Rage tying up the Beast onto the concrete floor there. There is no padding in that area. And now James Rage with a power bomb. If this was a Falls Count Anywhere match, this would be great. He could probably win it just off of that. But he's got to bring it back into the ring to win it. But for now, this is great for James Rage, dealing some excellent damage on the concrete. The Beast with this chop there, cross chest. And now he's tying him up on the outside concrete floor with a submission. It's not going to win the match, but it can wear down Rage. Rage able to boot his way out. Yeah, you can see, like I said at the beginning of this match, if the Beast can use his technical abilities to slow down the pace a little bit and keep this match in his favor, he could win this. But James Rage has to keep this one extreme, has to keep this in extreme or anything goes match. Because there are two sides of what this match could turn into. So far, we've seen a lot of the extreme side. We've seen a lot of weapons being brought in by both men. But if we can keep this up, if the Beast can keep this up, keep slowing down this pace, just working on the lens of Rage, and using the outside, the environment to do that, it could be a very good night for the Beast. But that's not looking like it. He landed back of the head first. On the floor, and then Rage going through. Oh, right back to his feet though. It's a Beast. James Rage wasn't expecting that. But back to his feet is Rage that time. Belly to belly suplex. Last time these two men were in action. Only a few weeks ago, it did end on the outside. The Beast was able to steal it with a count-out victory. Tonight, that's not going to be the case. They can stay on the outside all they like, and they will not be counted out. But I think the longer they stay on the outside without using any weapons, it's going to benefit the Beast. And now this is why the sleeper hold locked in from the Beast. Will Rage be able to survive this? Or will this be the beginning of the end? No, Rage is able to hit the elbow strike out of the hold. But by this point, you would think that he's beginning to slow down, but he's still hitting these moves as if he's at 100%. Well, I don't think he's at 100%, but he's not showing it to the Beast. Into the steps there goes Rage. And we seen earlier the Beast was trying to use the steps. He's looking for it again. on just, I don't know if that connected, but just tossing the steps. With side rage, it may have been able to catch the arm. Guess he decided he's not going to use the steps. He's going to keep doing what he's been doing, which seems to be working pretty decently for him. Keeping this one slower pace, keeping this one. I don't know what he's thinking with the steps. But once again, trying to crank up. Fish in the robot. The cyborg. The Beast just has, maybe not, spoke too soon. I was going to say he had him where he wanted him. He's able to take him wherever he needed to be. But James Rage able to return the favor and some forearm strikes, taking him back in control for a bit there. James Rage kick to the midsection now for a power bomb. Oh my God! Not the ladder! Not the ladder! Oh my God! Through the ladder with a power bomb. Well, I said the longer the weapons were out of this, the longer that the Beast was able to just use his technical abilities on James Rage, the better chance he had of winning this one. But we just seen the return of the Extreme in this match. They power bombed through the ladder, and now James Rage is looking for a weapon to bring this back in the ring. Steel chair in hand, but not anymore. We're getting a pile of weapons in the ring as James Rage goes for the Dude Buster on the table. 1, 2, no! How did the Beast kick out of that? Rage setting up a chair in the corner. Uppercut takes down the Beast. Landing hard back of the head on the leg of the table. This is only your second match of the night. Still a lot to come. So don't go anywhere. This one is just starting to pick up once again. And now the Beast with a DDT. This has to be nearing its finish sometime soon. And it might be right now as the Beast looks to finish this one. Going once again for the sleeper hold. Rage reaching the rope, so it doesn't matter. Anything goes. He fades. He goes out. He's out. He's out. The Beast with a second victory over James Rage. Well, look at the violence of this one. Could have almost went either way in the end there. The Dude Buster I thought could have ended it, but the second time in the match, the sleeper makes the robot
Here is your winner, the Beast.
bug out. But look at the face of the Beast. He's through a fight in this one. But we've got to keep moving on. A lot more to come tonight. However, the Beast definitely just planted himself, possibly for a spot in that 5-star ladder match. Did he prove himself as a star tonight? We'll have to wait and see what is yet to come. Who will be added to that match? Up next, the rematch between Sexton, Stone, and Grime. No disqualification. Someone is going to get a clean victory over the other.
Making his way to the ring from New York,
Well, here we go, the rematch between these two men. It was the last week at the Easter special that Sexton Stone was able to get a slimy victory. Almost as slimy as his mustache. I said it. His mustache is pretty slimy. You gotta agree. You know, this is a fact of life that Sexton Stone likes calcium, but he also has a slimy mustache. And last week it was a slimy victory for Sexton Stone. He would say that you know, Grime got himself counted out, which isn't not true, but Sexton Stone definitely did. He could have, you know, saved the match, but a win's a win, and I can't argue with that. Grime may be able to argue with that, but if he wants to argue with that, all he has to do tonight is defeat Sexton Stone. No disqualification tonight. Therefore, it should be the better man walking out with the victory. Grime, before last week, has never taken a loss in singles competition, and I think it was Sexton's first win in singles competition, or just competition in general. And of course, they both debuted in the Royal Rumble back in January. And now Grime getting a table. This is no disqualification. We just had a no or a anything goes match. Now no DQ, and it's looking like it's going to be just as bad for these competitors. Sexton Stone going for the Sill stabs, but Grime was able to take out legs, making a Stone drop the drop the stairs. Grime taking it to, or other way around. Sexton taking it to Grime on the outside. Face first into the steel post. There goes Grime. Grime, we heard him say that he's going to make sure that Sexton doesn't get another fluke victory tonight. Look at this from Sexton. I don't know what he's doing, but he's kicking stairs around. Stairs are, they seem to be bothering people tonight. I don't know why. People are now just disrespecting the chairs or the steps. They're definitely a dangerous weapon. They're about to use on Grime, flattening Grime on top of the table. My God. Grime said that, I don't know what that was, but Grime did say that nobody disrespects him and is able to tell the story. He is looking to do some serious damage tonight in this no DQ match to put away Sexton Stone and prove that he is the better man. Will he be able to do it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but right now he's got them all tied up. And not enough, a little too early in this match to end it. But it's gonna limit the use of those legs of the Milkman. Snake Eyes into the corner, busting open the face of Grime, making him bleed, and into the cover goes the Milkman. But Grime is able to stay in this one. And that was interesting, that submission that Grime was using only moments ago. He did say, leading up to this match, he was going to break the legs of Sexton Stone. That seems to be the idea, the game plan he has going into this match. Look at that from Sexton, just dropping him to the floor. And now Sexton Stone, he's also a man. And that did not end well. It didn't end well. He went tailbone first into the table. Thankfully it wasn't set up. That would have been bad. That would have been That would have been a moment for all the wrong reasons if he had put himself through the table. But Grime using this misstep from the milkman to take control, saying it's just about over. It's just about finished. Sexton saying that he doesn't care about Grime in any way. Tonight, that might be what it takes if you are in a no disqualification match. It's already had a lot of action in this one. A lot of weapons being brought out. You can't care about your opponent or else it's gonna cause hesitation. I don't think there's any hesitation for a Sexton Stone tonight. Nice sent down to the spine and now into the cover goes the Milkman. 1, 2, no. Able to kick out his Grime. Don't turn your back to Grime with a knee strike there, taken down Stone, and now Grime going around to take down the leg. Got the arm, and now looking for the arm bar submission. He's looking at the rope, but it's not going to matter. No rope breaks in this kind of match. Grime picking the leg though of Stone. Turns it around inside out and trying to break the legs once again. What seems to be the way he wants to win this match is by taking out the legs. But Sexton able to turn it around, reverse the hold. Sexton now able to hit a spine buster into the cover. 1, 2, no. And yeah, the 5-star ladder match is definitely in the future here. We just seen a great performance by the Beast, but if Stone or Grime could do even better tonight, prove they are a star worthy of that spotlight, one person will be chosen to be added this week into the 5-star ladder match for the 5-star wrestling championship at Born for Glory. That's a hockey stick this time. Stone bringing in, getting a little creative with the weapons. Brings in a hockey stick, doesn't get to use it, but it's planted in a very interesting position in the middle of the ring. Might not be the last time we see that hockey stick. But Sexton might not even need it. He's going for the Razor's Edge. The Milky Way. I don't know if that's what he calls it, but I don't see why he wouldn't. And now into the cover goes Stone. 1, 2, no. And now Grime driving the head into the knee, into the cover. Now goes Grime. 1, 2, no. What will it take? What will it take for either of these two men to win tonight, to get the victory in this rematch? Prove they are the better man. And it looks like Grime is looking to set up the finish. If he can hit it, this might be it. He might be able to prove that last week was a fluke victory. For the second time, he connects to the already opened up face of Stone, but Stone kicks out. But now he's got the hockey stick. Doesn't get to use it though, but very nice reversal there from Grime. Stone was going for something, didn't hit it. Grime was able to jump up high, get the leg drop. Tosses Grime to the corner, elbow strike, takes down Grime, and now Grime back to his feet. Grime tossing Sexton Stone into the corner, into the ropes, and now Trouble in Paradise kick takes down Stone, center of the ring. 1, 2, no! This match, after last week, it's gotten a little more personal. There's some heat under this one now between these two men, and especially with that 5-star opportunity I mentioned. Stone was going to use that hockey stick, decided to change his mind. Going to use his hands instead, which might be a good decision, you know. Stone sticking to what he knows. Stone has beaten Grime before. Why wouldn't he be able to do it again? He might not be able to beat him the way he did last week. Doesn't mean he won't beat him in the end. Definitely don't count out Grime either, though. This one can definitely go either way. We've seen that Grime before last week was undefeated in singles competition here in JOW. Whereas Sexton was able to realize what he needed to do to get the win last week, able to think on his feet and do what he needs to get a win. Nice shot there from Grime, and now another kick to the face. He's saying it's over. He's gonna finish this one. Is Grime. At least that's what he plans on doing. Sure, Sexton is not a fan of those plans, but he's looking once again to break the legs of Sexton Stone. Will this be enough? There doesn't seem to be much of a way out. He's gonna have to fight out or tap out, and he taps out. Grime. He's able to prove that last week may have been a fluke victory. He defeats Sexton Stone. No disqualification. Up next, Mikey Stark takes on Mr. Tacos, 1-on-1. Mikey Starks has been waiting for an opportunity such as this to prove himself here in JOW, to prove that he is willing and worthy of a big-time match. Here in JOW tonight, he's got an opportunity taking on a former tag team champion, Mr. Tacos.
Monkey doesn't wear any pants. Monkey does the sexiest of dance. Says Monkey doesn't wear any pants.
Well, this is something that we have all missed.
Dance.
Mr. Tacos making his debut of the new season. Looking fresh are the minimum male models.
Monkey takes my hand, takes me for a walk, down to the bay, out on the dock. Monkey stands up on the rail and shakes his little ass. He says, "Look at me." Shake your little ass, monkey. Shake your little ass, monkey.
Well, if that song didn't get in the head of Mikey Starks, the stench of Mr. Tacos might. You know, he tends to use the stench quite a lot in his matches. It's an interesting tactic, something that nobody else can say they do. But Mr. Tacos has used it, and he has gotten success off of it. He's a former tag team champion here in JW, is Mr. Tacos. And now tonight in singles competition, he's taking on Mikey Starks. Look at this, the big little man taking down Starks. Wouldn't say Mikey's a huge fan of Mr. Tacos, but, you know, Mr. Tacos, he's not for everyone. Hoodlum seems to have taken a liking to him and the minimum male models. He's an honorary model now. I don't know where Barry is. He's off modeling, I guess, somewhere, someplace, sometime. Mikey Starks, I don't think he's too, well, actually, I would say he's not too into modeling, but maybe he is. I wouldn't count him out to be a minimum male model. There you go, Hoodlum. They can pretty much get anyone at this point. Kick to the back there from Mikey Starks. Taco's able to get the knees up. Well, the Taco God in action for the first time in the season. So is Mikey Starks. Tonight is definitely a big opportunity for both these men. Neither have been able to get a victory this year. Both are 0-1, tied in the rankings. And once again, I mentioned that the 5-star ladder match is coming up at Born for Glory. And there will be one person each week that is chosen to be a standout competitor that particular week that will be added into that ladder match. If Mikey Starks or Mr. Tacos tonight could prove that point, prove that they are, you know, if they can steal the night, basically, is what they have to do. Steal the show. They could get their way into that ladder match for a title opportunity at Born for Glory, the biggest stage in JOW. That was a nice frog splash there from Mikey Starks. It wasn't able to get the victory, though. Not yet. It's hard to prepare for someone like Mr. Tacos. It's quite unpredictable. He does everything from pop-up power bombs to, you know, taco cinches. Oh, look at that from Starks. Moonsault. Taking a moment to pose. Maybe not as much as Mr. Tacos likes to take. You know, he likes to pose half the match sometimes. But hey, what would you expect? He's a model. It's his job. And we love that he's a model here in JW. He is, of course, the new beauty standard. He is just a gorgeous being, is Mr. Tacos. Leapfrog there from Mikey Starks into the, oh no. I think just kicked right off of Tacos like a brick wall. There was the Taco God. Definitely has size in the match. Does Tacos the strength as well. But Mikey Starks might have the height. He's raised in the roof once again. I mean, he's doing something else as well, but that's fine. Mr. Tacos is looking to celebrate a little too early, hitting the suplex though. It might be a justified celebration. He might be able to win tonight, get the first win of his 2023 career. Inzaguri takes down Tacos and Mikey Starks. No dodges that one to Tacos. Starks now tosses Tacos into the corner, and again, at least that one did some damage. Took him back a little bit, but like a wall is Tacos, like a big ball of mass. It's hard to take him down. Look at all that weight. across the midsection of Mikey Starks. Lariat takes down Starks. Now Tacos is looking to rile up the crowd tonight. Still to come later in the show will be the world champion Taz Hendricks. Look at this bear hug. The world champion will be in action later tonight for the first time in the new season, taking on RJ Kidd. Both men are undefeated when it comes to singles competition in this year. Look at that from Starks. Hoisting up Tacos into the cover now. 1, 2. No, able to kick out is Mr. Tacos. Also still to come tonight in our main event, it is the adopted brother of Mr. Tacos, Sill, taking on Daniel Holmes. Two men that have shared the ring many, many times. A rivalry that has lasted longer than many things. Lasted longer than Mr. Tacos' green hair. I don't know if he dyes it, or if it's naturally green, or if it's just from whatever he does in his time off. The cover goes Starks, but early kick out at 1 from Lataco God. Also, coming up soon will be James Meadow taking on an opponent of Nick Gaming's choice. Who will he be in the ring against? We don't know yet. Nick Gaming's opponent, whoever it may be from the locker room, does have the element of surprise going into this match. But James Meadows, he's the best in all of JW, and he's going to end that little losing streak he's been on tonight, so you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a great moment for James Meadows. It's not so great of a moment right there for Mikey Starks. His hand, his arm went straight up. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think we need to talk about it. I don't think Mikey wants to talk about it. But straight up the crack right there for the hand. And yeah, that's a large part of the offense of Mr. Tacos. He likes to use his body in many, many ways. Turning his back to Starks, so that was a mistake. Look at the face of Starks. He's been busted open in this match. Physical one against Lataco God. Now got him up. Does Tacos. Just drops him. Now repeated stomps there from Tacos. The minimum male model he is. Samoan drop there from Tacos as well. He is looking to finish this one, get the first singles victory in a long time for his JW career. He has not tasted victory since his return. Look at that. His own little shimmy, a little shake, and Mr. Tacos rolling to the outside, but look at this. Hurricane Rana from the top rope to the floor. The count begins. This match, unlike the others we just seen, is not an anything goes match, not a no DQ match. The count out could end the match, but Mr. Tacos knows that. He breaks the count, or maybe he's just looking to get a count victory. No, he does break the count. Oh, a spear though, a spear on the outside from Mikey Starks. Tacos there was debating whether he wanted to try to get the count victory or try to break the count and do it another way. He may have made the wrong decision because he got cut in half with that spear on the floor. If that was in the ring, that could have been it. That could have been a 3 count for Starks. But now that we're back in the ring, Starks is trying to regain control as he goes up to the top rope and takes the arm all the way through. Now, once again, lifting all of that weight, the power, the strength of Mikey Starks into the cover. 1-2, no. Starks is shook. Starks is surprised that he has still not been able to put away the little taco god. And my god, this has been a fight. This has been a good fight between these two men. As I said, someone tonight is gonna prove themselves to be a star and will earn themselves a spot in the ladder match at both glory. Look at that from Starks. An awkward landing, but it takes down Tacos. Ugly landing, ugly collision on the outside. And Starks isn't done. Now, typically, I wouldn't say he tends to use this kind of offense than Starks, but tonight he's in there against a powerhouse, so he's got to use what he can that he can bring to the table that Mr. Tacos cannot. That's the only way he's going to win tonight, is if he can do stuff like that. Count of 7 on the outside. Both men have to be careful not to be counted out. We don't want this match ending like that. DDT, and Tacos looking to get back in the ring. Oh, and he wins it by count out. That slimy. I mean, a win's a win for the Taco God. And that slimy underpants wearing Taco does it again.
Rubbing on all of his fur. Like a little kitty, he purrs.
Here is your winner, Mr.
He does the sexiest thing when I put him in a bra.
Well, he's sweaty, he's hairy, and he's the winner. Mr. Tacos defeats Mikey Starks. Well, it's time for me to call out Mr. Frankie. I've got some things to say, and I want to get things over with between me and Frankie.
Pond, fishy splash
Somebody turn this music off, please.
Ducks and swans.
Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. This shouldn't take too long. I don't want to take up too much time tonight, but I'm joined here by my associates, Mr. Gaming, Mr. Fabian of Proven Prophecy. So, we're here to talk about a certain Mr. Frankie, a former associate of mine. In recent months, recent weeks, he has seemed to rebel against the man who has only been trying to help him. He's been trying to tear down what I've been building, what we were meant to build together. And last week, we seen a great example of why Mr. Frankie will never be what he says he wants to be. He had a moment. He had a chance to prove something. He was in the main event of the Easter Special last week against Ryan Warzone, and he took the low road. He stole a victory against Ryan Warzone. Got a count out in a very disappointing main event, and now Ryan Warzone is upset. I'm upset, and all you are upset. So here's what we're gonna do. Frankie, he wants to tear down what I built, but he can't tear it down without tearing me down too. So I don't want to wait till Born for Glory. I don't want to wait till the next pay-per-view. I want to do it tonight. I want to get this over with. So why wait? How about Frankie, wherever you are backstage, because I know you're ready to tear down whoever you think you're going to tear down, whatever you think you're going to do. Why don't you come out here right now, and we settle this once and for all. We have a match, and I will end you the same way you ended Ryan Warzone. I will embarrass you the way you embarrassed Ryan Warzone last week, my associate. And I will beat you by countout. I will beat you in a very short amount of time, and we'll get this over with once and for all. Oh, here he is. It seems like Frankie wants to do it right now. Let's get it. Let's do it. Proven prophecy.
And his opponent from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in 178 pounds, Frankie.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Frankie. Or should I say Spanky? You really thought. Give him the time of day. Here he is. He is the man you all like, right? This is the guy. This is the guy that you guys like. Here's the Golden Guys. These guys have been doing very well for themselves in multiple promotions. The Golden Guys, famous faction, made up of Spanky, Chef Cloud, and John Hector. They are here tonight, and this is the guy that thinks he's going to beat me, apparently. It looks a little ugly, in my opinion, but this is the guy. All right, Spanky. You got your guys outside. You're all ugly. You're all ugly, and tonight's gonna be an easy victory. I'm gonna tear down the guy that wants to tear me down. I'm gonna tear down this, whatever the hell he is. Out of shape. This guy thinks he's gonna be champion. Oh my god. No. We don't need to do that. We don't need to. Okay, time to focus. Time to focus. Time to focus. That was a fluke. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about me. This is an easy victory against this thing. This ugly thing. And now to the All right. Look at him. Pathetic. I'm gonna beat this freak, Mr. Spanky, tonight, and I'm gonna do it with ease. I'm gonna do this as it's the easiest thing I've ever done. Because Spanky is not a threat. And these two guys with him, John Hector, Jeff Cloud. Oh my god, what a bunch of weirdos. I don't like any of them all that much. Nice knee strike. I'm gonna embarrass this man tonight. That's my mission. Whoa. No. You think you're gonna win? He thinks he's gonna win. What an idiot. Alright, I think that's about enough. Let's finish it right here, right now. Count of 9. This idiot. This fool. And that damn thing gets the victory. This is the guy. Okay. Oh, look at this on the Tron. Seems like Mr. Wardson got his taste of revenge, as did I. We're all winners here.
The streets all fed up with senseless streets. Marauding hordes fight to survive. Looting will become a way of life. The revolution is imminent. We're in the era of discontent.
Up next, the world champion makes his debut in the new season. He takes on the undefeated RJ Kid. This match between two men that are undefeated this year in singles competition. Only one can win, however. Biggest match of RJ Kid's JOW career tonight. He's taking on the unbeatable, the undefeatable Penguin Taz, now known as Taz Hendricks, the JOW World Champion. Can RJ Kid do what nobody else has been able to do? He's got a shot at it tonight.
The champ is here. Time's up. The champ is here. The remix. The champ is here. The champ is here. Time to talk is up, so Frankie, the time is over.
You ain't fucking with the champion. You already know. AAD is the game. Goodbye. You ain't fucking with the champion. You already know. Niggas know the champ is in here. He took it from crack to rap. Now he put out 2 anthems a year. And I just wanna rock for a century and then chase the book with the documentary. If you can't do nothing other than flow, life's a bitch like the mother from Blow. Let's go. Don't make me put your heart on your lap. Fuck riding the beat, nigga. I parallel park on the track. Hop out looking crispy, fresh and new in the 6, but it's a BM and it's Pepsi Blue. And I don't know you, but I know a man becomes a man from all the shit that he go through. And y'all ain't fucking with Jason. After I cash in, there's really no justification of how I'm gonna change the game. So don't get out of line, cause this little 9 to change your frame, motherfucker.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. Yeah. Time to talk is up, so bring the heat. The time is over. All my clubs start acting up and out.
Right.
You underground.
You got a problem with Jay to handle it when you see Kiss. Time's up, the champ is here. It's the remix. We're about to make the world get down, and I hate cops, but it's a new sheriff in town. Let's go, everybody.
Well, the champ is here. He's ready to take on RJ Kid. This is a tough fight for both men. Both men are undefeated this year in singles competition. RJ Kid 4-0 according to the official rankings, and Penguin Taz is 8-0. RJ Kid making his debut this year. He's definitely not been here a long time, but quickly rising to the top. And if he can defeat the world champion tonight, imagine where that would put him. Imagine where he could be come Born for Glory. I mean, if he can win tonight, perhaps he gets a world title opportunity before Born for Glory. Maybe it's RJ Kid versus Chance Sill, a match that we have seen before. It was at Promotion Wars, I believe. Yeah. And RJ Kid, it was not the longest match, I don't think. He ended up losing to Sill. Maybe he wants revenge. I mean, that's a little bit in the future. First, he's got to defeat Penguin Taz tonight, which is something very few men have been able to do. Well, really, nobody's been able to do it. He is your world champion for a reason, a great reason. It's because you can ask anyone in the back, 95% of them will say Taz is the best they've ever been in there with. The toughest opponent, the best in JOW. The winner of the Cockney Cup. Look at that kick. This is the first time ever match between these two. And RJ getting sent up from Taz into the back of the knee, back of the head, landing hard. RJ Kidd has made a name for himself here in JW in matches against people like Noah Hart, Maxx Navarro. He's been able to steal the show and really make a name for himself, as well as building up this undefeated record. Outside of the Royal Rumble match, he's never lost a match since being officially signed to JOW. One able to kick out there is Taz at the 1 count. RJ though with a kick to the chest, and now RJ keeping on the attack. But he's looking to dive outside with a tope suicida. Suicide dive takes down the world champion. RJ, you know, he's in control right now. What would it mean if he could beat him tonight? If he could beat the world champion? It's not impossible. RJ Kidd has shooken things up since coming to JOW. This is the biggest opportunity he's had since his debut in the Royal Rumble. Now biting the hand of Taz. Cross-face strikes here to the champ. Count of 7. That one almost took out the referee. This one's going hot. This one's going fast. And now Taz able to just get a shot in as RJ was looking to take the offense. But look at this from RJ. Seen Taz coming and able to get the submission. Could he make Taz, of all people, tap out tonight? That would be a huge upset. If you can get Taz to win by pinfall, that's great. But imagine defeating him by submission. Kicking out at 1 there is Taz Hendricks. Face first goes Taz. And now Taz with a enziguri there. Still to come tonight. Up next will be James Meadows taking on an opponent of Nick Gaming's choosing. And then our main event, it is Sill, the man that will take on the world champion, assuming that will be Taz at Born for Glory in a month. It'll be Sill taking on yet another former world champion, a man he knows quite well, a man that he has never been able to beat in singles competition, Daniel Holmes. But before then, we still got this match, this banger of a match. And look at that from Taz, able to send down RJ Kidd. Now from the top rope, an elbow drop. Into the cover goes Taz, 1, 2, no. kicks out. Look at this from Kid. Where is he going? He's going to fly to the outside, a suicide dive over the top rope. High risk and high reward there for RJ Kid. And now RJ got him up. Where is he looking to take him? Oh my God, into the hardest part of the ring. And again, shoulder first. A shoulder first into the hardest part of the ring after the spine. And then a forearm shot from RJ Kid to the face of the world champion. Taz, his first time in action since the season premiere. We seen him last week. It ended up being a brawl last week to close out the show. It was between the world champion and Sill, a brawl that went backstage. In the end, it was Taz who was standing tall. In that brawl, that fight backstage. But tonight it's a match. First time he's been in an official match with a bell since the season premiere. And with not much time left between now and Born for Glory, he has got to make this match count. Oh my God. Takes him down into the knees, drives him into those knees. Does Taz. And now Taz looking to center RJ Kid for the cover. 1, 2. No. And RJ as well. I mean, if he can have a good match here against Taz, he may be able to get himself into the conversation for the 5-star ladder match. He just hit the crossroads there. Could be enough, but no. Just scratching the cut he just opened on the face of Taz. Taz with some nice shots to the head. And now, ducking that one. And up and down goes RJ Kid. Taz Hendricks in control right now over RJ Kid. Grabbing him by the gut, and now power bomb. RJ knee strikes into the stomach. A little disrespect there from RJ Kid. And RJK is looking to take it to the world champion. He is getting some shots in, but that one was caught. That one was caught by Penguin Taz, or I guess I should say Taz Hendricks. Same person. Different name. Sort of. Taz. There, another gut wrench. Suplex. It's starting to look ugly for RJ Kid. This is what Taz does. This is what Taz does to secure the win. I mean, RJ, most of his offense was earlier in the match. As I say that, though, he turns it around. But a lot of the big shots that were looking like RJ may have been able to win this one were in the first bit of the match. And now Taz able to get this in his playing field, able to make this his match. Stopping anything RJ throws his way as he takes it to the floor. Expert move there from Taz. Rolling outside the ring at the same time as RJ was. And now tying up the legs on the outside. It's not going to win the match, but it can take out the legs, especially of RJ Kid. But RJ with a boot. Taz sees things were about to go south for him on the outside, so he takes it in the ring again. And it's Taz going to the top rope, something he doesn't do too often. Only when he feels he has to. He's on top, and a lariat. Almost a cross-body combination there from the top. 1, 2, no. Taz, seeing right there, a little frustration. Thought that could have been it. Thought he could have beat RJ Kid right there. But not yet, not enough. RJ now, knee strike. One of the most deadly knee strikes in the game RJ Kid has. Uppercut takes down Taz. Taz right back to his feet though. Knee strike. Kick to the stomach. And a suplex. Look at that, moonsault connected with a headbutt, did RJ. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but it worked. A moonsault headbutt. Something that I've never seen before from RJ Kid. And it definitely worked. Took down Taz, it took down world champion. The champ may be here, but he might not be here long. Coming back into this match is RJ Kid with a super kick. And now, RJ going to the second rope. Turning around for a moonsault. Lands it into the cover to beat the world champion, but no. This could be the biggest upset in JOW history, but rolling up the challenger, RJ Kid, no. Able to kick out. But that was a little desperate from our world champion. Of course, this is not a world championship match, but when you're Penguin Taz, you cannot afford any losses on your record. He's built a legacy for JOW, built an expectation that he cannot lose, especially this close to Born from Glory. RJ getting the shoulder up. And now Taz tossing RJ into the ropes. Didn't end well for him though, because now it's RJ with some lariats, repeated lariats. Clotheslines taken. Oh, and that one was a drop kick. The anti-hero RJ Kid. The forearm strike. Keeping Taz planted on the floor, on the mat. Awkward landing on the knee. Awkward landing on the knee for Taz that time. Super kick on the money. Taz able to push away RJ. RJ going behind, was looking for maybe a suplex of some sort, but Penguin Taz, Taz Hendricks, whatever you want to call him, doing what he does best and just reversing, hitting these strikes now, grounding and pounding RJ Kid. Tying up the legs. Got the arms now, and he's going to go face first into the canvas. It's not looking good for RJ at the moment. Penguin going for that once again. I think he did that earlier in the match. Taz is looking to end this. Look at that from Hendricks. Driving down RJ Kid. Hendricks going to the top rope now. Calling up his opponent. And look at the agility. I don't think we've ever seen that from Taz before. Into the cover, 1, 2. Able to kick out at 2 is RJ Kid, but kipping up is RJ. Right back to his feet. And now, once again, the crossroads connects. Into the cover goes RJ Kid. 1, 2. No. Not enough still. Still something left in the champion, but that was as close as it gets for RJ Kid. And he's keeping on the attack. He's not slowing down. Is it a possibility tonight? Is it possible that Penguin Taz, someone that came in at the Call Community Cup, built a name for himself here in JOW and then other promotions as well? He's been expanding to places like NEBW, somewhere that RJ Kidd built his name. And now Taz Hendricks, no longer the Penguin Taz that he was in the Call Community Cup, even more dangerous. Imagine if he loses to RJ Kidd. What it would mean for RJ's career going forward. RJ able to take down Taz, and Taz right back to his feet. Ace strike, no. RJ able to duck it. And now takes him overhead, and then he's setting something up. He has something in mind. What does RJ Kidd think he has to do? No, whatever it was blocked by Taz. And now Taz Hendricks in a bad spot. It's RJ with a club to the back of the head. He's in control, full control is RJ, but not for long because I think Taz reverses it. Forearm shot there from Taz. Things are starting to look bad for Kidd, but this match has gone back and forth a few different times. Kept up from Kidd once again, showing Taz that he has more to give in this match. But backbreaker. And now Taz got him hooked into the knees. And into the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. A different way for winning the match. But that is it. Penguin Taz wins by pinfall, which is something that is not something you tend to see too often. Didn't even use the Soul Snatcher chokehold. And Taz wins the first time of the new season, but I don't think it'll be the last time. The champ is here.
Kiss time's up, the champ is here. It's the remix.
Now James Meadow will take on an opponent of Nick Game's choosing. Who will it be? We're about to find out.
You know the game is mine right now. Put your mics down. And the truth is that. Let's go. Y'all know the black baby roof is back.
100,000 on the cool, yeah, yeah. I want some killing my niggas a little bit, yeah. 100,000 on the cool, yeah, yeah. I want some killers, my niggas a little bit shoot, yeah, yeah. I'm still having vibes with some demons, don't know what to do, yeah, yeah. I did some shit in the streets, mama, you never knew, yeah, yeah. 100,000 on the cool, yeah, yeah. I want some killers, my niggas a little bit shoot, yeah, yeah. I'm still having vibes with some demons, don't know what to do, yeah, yeah. I did some shit in the streets, mama, you never knew, yeah, yeah.
Tail like peanut butter. Windows is tinted, can't see none. I'm strapped with a lazy if he want it. Put a Glock on your head, you a phenom. And I got 100-round drum. Don't get caught at the light.
Meadow there on his own tonight.
It's a scary sight.
Looking to end
it's a state of emergency. I know you heard
the losing streak.
Cool, ain't no hurt. I ain't with the
He's been on this season. But who's his opponent? Chosen by Nick Gaming. It is. I have a feeling I know who it is, and it's not good for Meadow. Nick Knox. They've been going back and forth in the locker room this past week, and Nick Gaming must have seen that and has decided there's nobody better than the former 5-star wrestling champion, Mr. Knox, to take on James Meadow tonight. Well, Knox, as much as I, due to personal reasons, do not like it, Knox is definitely someone that's going to take a fight to Meadow. A great choice by Nick Gaming, I'll give it to him. But is Knox the best in all of JOW? Nah. That is James Meadows' job, and tonight, I still got faith. I still believe in James Meadows. Even if he doesn't believe in himself, I believe in him. I believe that he can get it done tonight. Last time these two fought, Knox was able to spit some sort of, I don't know, just Viking spit into the face of James Meadows. And I'm sure that's not a fond memory of James Meadows. It probably didn't feel good, probably didn't taste good. Probably negative. I mean, we could probably blame the whole losing streak on that. I mean, the trauma alone is more than understandable. But tonight, James must win this match to prove that he can take it to Nick Gaming come their match whenever it happens. And Nick Gaming, he did choose the opponent. He did choose Nick Knox. Obviously, he understands what he brings to the table, and I'm sure Knox, I don't know, I'm sure he doesn't mind getting there against James Meadows. They've been beefing all week in the locker room. But look at this from Meadow. Got the Viking up and into the floor. Look at the power of Meadow, but Knox right back to his feet. I mean, he may not be showing it as Knox, but that would have done some serious damage to the former 5-star wrestling champion. Look at that knockout blow. That folded Knox. Yeah, Meadow's out there alone tonight. This is a one-on-one match. I've got some associates of mine making sure that it stays that way, staying backstage. But if Nick Gaming has any games to play, they'll make sure it doesn't. They'll make sure this is a clean fight. That's all this is. That's all this is. And James Meadows doesn't need any distraction. James Meadows doesn't need any help tonight. I mean, Nick Knox is not an easy task, but he's gonna get it done. I believe in Meadow. He's gonna get it done because he needs to get it done, especially if he's wanting to go to Born for Glory. He's got Knox tied up right now, does Meadow. But Knox is fighting out of it. Power bomb from Knox. Driving the knee into the canvas and into the cover goes Knox. Kicking away the bigger man, there is Meadow. And a boot takes down Knox. How about that? This is a good one. That's a good joke. How about that joke, hey? How about that? And Meadow once again stretching out Mr. Knox. Think Knox. Nick Nat Paddywhack. Give a Doug a bone. Meadow hit with a lariat into the corner. That clothesline took down Meadow. And now some strikes, some punches, and hoisting up Meadow. Driving him into the knee. And Meadow trying to create some distance here, but that wasn't a good way to create distance. I don't know if that was the best way to create distance. Running into the guy and getting hit with a forearm. Not suggestible. Not very good advice. If I were out there, I would have advised against it, in fact. But hey, Meadow seems to be okay right now. He's back in the ring. He's still standing after all this time. He's a true survivor, is James Meadows, and we're going to see that tonight. I have no doubt in my mind. No doubt at all. I'm willing to bet an undisclosed amount of money. We don't need to say how much money. I'm fully confident to bet $1 on Meadow. Undisclosed amount of money. Undisclosed. Nick. He's not that. I mean, I've fought him before in RWF. He's alright. It's not like he beat the entire Proof of Prophecy on his own. It's not something he would do. Not something at all. Not something at all. Meadow's got this. Meadow's got this. Meadow's got this. Meadow's good. Meadow's fine. I'm sure that I think Meadow does understand just how good Mr. Knox is. I mean, back in November, I guess it was, when Meadow and Holmes were scouting for Team JOW. Nick Knox was at the top of the list of people they wanted on their team. He knows how dangerous he is. He's been in the ring with them before. But once again, just slowing down and stretching out Knox. It's good. It's a good play. It's a good play. Wear down the limbs. Wear down the big man. It may end well for you. Or it may not. It's kind of how it goes with Knox. It's a gambling game. If you play your cards right, you might be able to walk out with your life, which is always a good thing. Will that be the case tonight? We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure it will be. My dollar is on it. My dollar is on the table. I am confident. But if I lose $1, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world. I mean, Knox is a good competitor. If James does lose tonight, it's not like it's against, I almost said KJ. That would have been hugely disrespectful to my associate and best bro, to just in case, you know, like if he lost to just in case, that would be different. Is that a famouser? What was that? I don't think Knox should be able to do that, whoever it was. It seemed to get a little too much air on that one. And I don't like that. Viking Sensei right on the floor. You know? They can stay on their feet. But Meadow, he's going to jump around right there, hitting some close lines to take down Knox. And now Meadow got him by the hair. Draped across the ropes here, but Knox able to toss him to the floor. Oh, but famouser of his own on the outside. Much nicer looking one, by the way. By the way, it was a much nicer famouser than the one Knox was hitting. And a DDT on the floor. Meadow throwing Knox in the ring. Trying to figure out where Knox is. And look at that. Into the cover goes Knox. 1, 2. Oh my god, able to kick out is Meadow. Lariat, no, caught that one. Caught the lariat attempt. But back to his feet is Knox, and once again looking to stretch him out. No! The hell? Whatever that was that Mr. Taco's song? It distracted Knox, whoever it was. Missed the lariat attempt. And oh my god, crossroads from Meadow. This could be a huge upset off of the distraction. No! I believe that was Mr. Taco's song. Me and my monkey. The banger. Is Taco's playing around in the protection truck? Either that or someone's making mistakes. Tacos running around. I mean, they have a lot of history to him and Knox. Maybe that was intentional by Mr. Tacos as a distraction. I mean, we remember the rejection of the century by Mr. Knox. Not even friend zone, just get away from me kind of rejection to join the minimum male models. Maybe Mr. Tacos is not quite finished with his business, his romance with Mr. Knox. I think Knox was done quite a long time ago, actually, but maybe Tacos has not yet forgotten, not yet been able to get Knox out of the mind. He did win earlier tonight. Controversial way of winning, but he did win technically earlier tonight. Can Knox win tonight? Can Meadow end the losing streak? That is the question right now. Oh my God, he's got the claw, the mandible claw in the mouth of James Meadow. Doesn't go for the cover though. Instead goes behind into the knee, face first. It is now Knox with a moonsault into the cover. 1, 2. Kicks out at 2, does James. But back on the ropes is the big man. What's he got in store? Cutter! Cutter with a capital R. This isn't good for Meadow. A big swinging shot to the face. Meadow just trying to roll the ring, but he doesn't see that Knox has also gone to the outside. No, but kicking him away. Kicks away. Knox. Another cutter. That one busting open the head of Meadow. It's not looking good for James right now. But I'm still betting my dollar on Meadow. He can pull through. He can do it. I believe. I believe. I do believe. Nice there from Meadow. Oh, look at this from Knox, setting it up. Planting Meadow. That could be the end of the night, the end of the road to... No! Meadow kicks out. Now, it's Knox trying to choke out Meadow. But Meadow was able to get the bottom rope with his foot. Knox, he's definitely a big man and a tough challenge, but Meadow has not given up just yet. He's not given up in this fight. It is now Knox going to the top rope. Oh, leg drop from those big legs of Knox, and now another one of those swinging shots. It's not looking good, but it's not over just yet either. Meadow can still turn this around. Oh, and he does. He quite literally turns it around. Turning around Knox, tossing him to the ground, to the floor, giving him a moment to recover, catch his breath. Now tosses him again, this time into the elbow. Meadow's getting riled up. You can see the blood coming down, but he's not done fighting just yet. Remember, this is about proving that he is who he says he is. He's just as good as he says he is. And that losing streak was a fluke losing streak. And it's all over if he can win tonight. If he can defeat the man that Nick Gaming, his former best friend, his mentor, his biggest supporter, If he can beat the man that he put in front of him, he would prove a lot to everyone who's been doubting him. Everyone who has said that Meadow is a joke. He's no good. And right now he's doing it. He's taking it to Knox. Heavy shots there. Takes Knox into the corner. He can steal it. I mean, that works. That works. Count of 6, 7. A win's a win, I guess. 8. Count of 8. Only 2 more seconds. Oh my God. 9, 9, 9. No. Knox gets back in. He was a second away. Literally under 60 seconds. And Meadow would have won this match. But Knox just won't die. 1, 2. Oh, able to kick out is Meadow. This match is still going, still rolling on. And now it's Knox on the top rope with a moonsault. And that is no cruiserweight. Caught the shot there. Meadow going behind, driving him. Knox now tosses Meadow into the ropes, shoulder to shoulder, but now some chops, a punch, a kick takes out the legs. Knox is down, and repeated elbow strike. Just keep hitting him, Meadow. Keep hitting him, and you might have this. Elbow to the knee, and now he's setting up for the crossroad one more time. Into the cover, hooking the leg. 1, 2, 3. He does it. He ends the losing streak with an upset over Nick Knox.
Like peanut butter, windows is they can't see none. I'm strapped with a lazy if he want it. Put a Glock on your head, you a phenom. And I got a 100-round drum. Don't get caught at the light. It can be your life. It's a scary sight. Look, it's a state of emergency. I know you heard of me. I'm stone cold, ain't no hurt. I ain't with the foolery. I keep it to them. Cause I got a couple K and some Jew nigga talk for what? In my Glock, I trust. You got the rules fucked up. Leave that boy in the dust.
100,000 on the cool, yeah. I want some killers, my niggas a load up and shoot, yeah. I'm stabbing about some demons, don't know what to do.
It's main event time, Chat Sill. Daniel Holmes, 1-on-1.
100,000 on the cool, yeah. I want some killers, my niggas a load up and shoot, yeah. I'm stabbing about some demons, don't know what to do, yeah.
Former multi-time world champion, the second JOW champion, the first, if you want to talk world champion, and just not including the original JOW championship that was vacated. He was the first world champion, the first man to be a world champion in JOW, winning the title at Beach Party 2020. But he's taking on the Royal Rumble winner, a man that he has fought many times in the past.
And his opponent from Lake Forest, Illinois, weighing in at 258 pounds,
Let me tell you, I'm vicious, not passive aggressive. I got my finger on the pulse, never straight into a hole, and I get it. And I'm a savage, it's automatic. I got a way of making noise, the power to destroy, no static. 'Cause victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Hold your breath and count to 10, just count to 10. I'm gonna make it rain, so ring the bell. I know it all too well. Switchblade on the edge of your wrist, can I get a witness? 'Cause agony brings no reward for one more hit and one last score. Don't be a casualty, cut the cord. Cut the cord. You gotta feel courage, embrace possession. If it was easier to share.
All right, here we go. Your main event. Sill, Daniel Holmes, one-on-one. We've seen this match in the past. These two men are in a rivalry that will seemingly never end. However, Sill has never, ever been able to defeat Daniel Holmes in one-on-one singles action. Daniel Holmes has his number when it comes to this kind of match. Can that change? Can Sill, for the first time in his career, defeat Daniel Holmes in a singles match? Look at that, just staring him down, and now Daniel Holmes takes him down with a drop kick, and now double stomp to the chest, caving in that chest a little bit. Daniel is not done yet. He's gonna go to the outside. Like I said, first ever world champion, not including the first JOW champion, which was Will O'Connor. Will O'Connor then left JOW. Daniel Holmes became the first JOW world champion. And would later become a two-time world champion. Multi-time champ is Dan Holmes. He was also the first person, I believe, to hold both the World and 5-Star Wrestling Championship. He talks about it a lot. He talks about it because he's that good. He was, as he said, he was the face of JOW back in the day. But now it's a whole new monster. It's JOW, and he wants to climb to the top of it. Sill has been able to do it. If he can win at Born for Glory against Taz Hendricks, he will become world champion for the first time in Chance's career. And now it's Daniel locking up the legs of Chance. Chance has already been able to run through so many former world champions. Names like Jackson Daniels and Liam Aldridge as well. He has run through the list, and tonight is Daniel Holmes. He's working his way up to the current champion, working his way up to Taz Hendricks at Born for Glory. That is our main event. Daniel Holmes, however, his path to Born for Glory is not quite clear just yet. We do know that the 5-star ladder match is going to be taking place at Born for Glory. One person from each night, from each week, from each show, leading up to Born for Glory will be chosen as a standout competitor, a standout, someone who stole the show that week, and they will be inserted to the ladder match. It will be a 5-star wrestling championship ladder match at Born for Glory. And it could be Daniel Holmes from this week, especially if he can defeat Chance Sill. I mean, he doesn't have to win the match. If he just steals, he puts on a good showing, that's all he needs. But especially if he defeats the Royal Rumble winner, he could become once again your 5-star wrestling champion. Down the road. I mean, I also competed tonight, so maybe I'll give it to myself. Me and Daniel do way back. I'm sure he'd be happy to have me in the match. I did, in record time, defeat Spanky earlier tonight. Maybe I'll just put myself. I think I stole the show. I think I did. I think I stole the show. The Beast, meh, Grime, he was alright. Don't think he was on the level of talent as I was. There's a nice dive from Chance Sill, taking out Daniel Holmes. This is your main event, the end of the night. Who will walk out with the victory? That's the $1 million question. My money, I don't know who my money is on. It's a tough one to predict. On one hand, you got Chance Sill, who's been he's been at the top of his game in recent weeks, defeating so many former time. What am I talking about? So many former world champions in the past month, the past couple weeks, winning the Royal Rumble as well. And then on the other hand, you got the first ever world champion. You got the first ever man to hold both titles, both 5-star and world title. You got a man that has never lost Chance Sill in one-on-one competition. You got Daniel Holmes. It was almost a count out there. Both men make it back in the ring though. Rope break there from Holmes. Foot was under the rope according to the ref. A super kick there from Holmes. Chance is rolling for something. But Holmes caught him, and now the submission locked in. Daniel Holmes has got Chance all tied up right now. Now Holmes tossing it. Oh, meeting of minds there. Loofah kick from Chance in the corner. And now Chance stomping down on the hand of Daniel Holmes. Oh, but look at this. He's going for the bro mission. He's going to end the match, or to at least attempt to. Will Holmes have to tap here? No, he wasn't going to lose that. He wasn't going to lose his undefeated record against Chance Sill in singles competition. So he has to get out of there. And he's hitting a brainbuster. Don't know what that was. They're both a little out of it. They're a little out of it. But look at that from Holmes. He's not out of it. Stacking up Holmes. I thought that was a 3. I didn't even see the kick out. Into the DDT, busting open the face of Chance Sill. And now another one of those kicks. Daniel Holmes is bringing the fight to Sill tonight. Sill is a man on a mission. He's working his way to Born for Glory, and now he's loading up for the Bro mission. Once again, will this one be enough to win the match? It is! Sill defeats yet another former world champion. And he gets his first ever victory over Daniel Holmes. Well, thank you all for watching tonight. That was your main event. Sill defeats Daniel Holmes. We'll see you here next week. Congratulations to your winners tonight. We will, in the following days, in the following hours, who knows, we'll really find out. But soon, we'll find out who will be added to the 5-star ladder match. And we'll see you here next week for episode 147 of JOW. And next week, you can expect to see some more great action. We're going to get a taste of what you can expect to see. It will be a Falls Count Era match. Frankie versus Grime Warzone. The rematch. And it's Falls Count Anywhere. Anything will go. Then a tag team match. The Minimum Male Models, Mr. Tacos, and Hoodlum will take on the team of Mr. Knox and Mikey Starks. That is next week. We'll see you then with much more to be announced. Thank you all for watching. And good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.